Please come closer.
I was like, this picture's never ending. We don't need to do this anymore.
All right, hey Dad! Let's get your asses up here on the stairs. Come on, let's fill up this place. That's an order. Come on, come up here. Don't be shy.
Either way you can get up. There's a ramp over there on that side.
Hello, SEIU. Hello, Ask Me. Hello,
Break.
Hello, House Association. Hello, Denver DSA. Hello, Denver Public Library Workers United. Hello, Colorado Winds. Hello, Daphne and Ask Me. Or Damru, sorry. Boulder County Employees Union. I think I see some political worker guild members out there. Do we have any PSL members here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I see you in the back. Come on, get a little bit closer. We can't be that shy. Yes, that means all of you in the front. Come on. I see you being shy. Looking at your phone. Look at this. Well, it looks like we're going to need to start some chants because y'all are feeling a little shy. Repeat after me. Oh, 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 workers! Workers! Down, 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 the bosses!
Down, down, down the bosses!
Up, 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 union!
Up, union!
Down, 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 the rich!
Down, down, down the rich!
Up, workers!
Up, workers!
Down, down, the bosses!
Down,
Down the bosses.
Up, union!
Up, union!
Down, 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 the rich!
Down with the rich.
All right. sisters, my brothers, my siblings, it is an honor to be in solidarity with all of you on this May Day. My name is Jade Kelly, and for the past 4 years, I have proudly served as president of CWA Local 7799, your favorite. Today is special for a lot of reasons, but I will never let you forget. It is CWA 7799's 5th birthday today. I was there in the beginning as a founding member, planting our union together like a seed in a hostile soil. We organized 7799 under a sadly familiar Republican president who despised workers, and a university led by an oil-bearing billionaire, Cruz. Campus workers, from student workers to university staff like myself, to faculty who organized wall to wall, fighting for a union for all. Workers who understood the oldest truth in our arsenal. Alone, we are a whispered warning, but together, united in a union, we are a roaring revolution. In just 5 years, CWA 7799 has thrown open the floodgates to open organizing in the public sector. UC Health Workers United and Denver Health Workers United. From ER doctors to paramedics, every paycheck a battleground for dignity and care for our patients. Denver Public Library Workers United and Pikes Peak Library Workers United. From bookshelves to winning Denver collective bargaining on the ballots. Fighting for fair pay and a strong union contract and a future worth living. And let us not forget, standing with us are the fearless, the powerful, the organized, the legally talented, the Defenders Union of Colorado, the Mighty Ducks. Let's give it up for our Ducks. And today, this very moment, on our sacred day of worker power, I am so fucking proud to announce Boulder County Employees Union has become our newest, fiercest 7799 union. Proof that solidarity is stronger than suppression. Proof that when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! But trust me, we are not finished fighting. Today, we march for every undocumented worker who keeps our state running. Today, we rally for every student dreaming of freedom and facing handcuffs instead. Today, we organize for every family torn apart by raids, by walls, by racism wrapped in the flag. Unions have survived the attacks of billionaires. Unions have defied the greed of our bosses who caved to those billionaires. Today, unions have brokered the suffocating silence forced upon us 90 years ago, when the Colorado Labor Peace Act tried to bury our power as workers, criminalizing our power in the public sector and handcuffing unions in the private sector. Let me be clear, there is no fucking labor peace! And there will be no fucking labor peace tomorrow! Not while our immigrant activists are arrested. Not while union leaders are jailed. Not while our wages are stolen. Not while our rights are being stripped away. Not while we bleed and billionaires feast on our labor. When they criminalize our comrades, when they cage our children, when they crush our rights, we will not be fearful. We will not cower. We will not crumble. We will rise. We will rage. We will rebuild a world where no human being is illegal and no worker is disposable. Who's ready? Because when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! I know you can feel it. I can feel the whispers of revolution around us. I can feel it in the campuses. I can feel it in our workplaces. I can feel it in the organizing meeting. I can feel it on these marble steps today. Who else can feel it? Ladies, brothers, they bounce. I think we have a workers' revolution on our hands. Students and workers organizing side by side, uniting across the public sector, across the private sector. And on May 1st, 2028, I want every leader to mark your calendar. On May 1st, we're coming for everything in a union for all. Unions, workers, community leaders will stand in solidarity, and together we will shut it down.
Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! And make no mistake, we will have to fight. But when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! We'll overthrow this vindictive, violent, venomous system. This capitalist oligarchy that devours dreams and desecrates our planet. We will rebuild a new world, a worker's world, a just, joyful, and jubilant world, one where every worker can govern their own unions and workers can run all of society. Long live our union, long live CWA 7799, and long live the rising workers of the world. I have the esteemed pleasure of bringing up my favorite union president and one of my favorite labor unions, SEIU 105. Stephanie, Felix, and Juan Petrenga. Come on.
Workers that care for our communities. We are security officers that help keep our spaces safe. We're immigrants.
That's right.
We're your neighbors.
That's right.
And let me hear it. We are organizing for justice. Now you may have heard this already, but we're going to ask you to say it with us. We have a very, very simple and very, very powerful chant. I want y'all to join in. When I say mile high, you say? 105! Mile high? 105! Mile high? 105! Sounded good. This is our hometown. This is our union. All that noise is for us people. So today on May Day, we honor the legacy of workers who have fought for justice across the globe. Right here in Denver, the first janitor strike of the Justice for Janitors Our immigrant justice for janitors fighters set the tone for a movement to fight for respect and dignity across the entire nation. That fight is alive, it is strong, it has kept going, and right now it's more important than ever. Do you agree? From coast to coast, workers are rising up. Tens of thousands of SEIU public workers just went on strike this week. Security officers in that building over there are ready to strike for the respect and dignity that they deserve. Just over a year ago, we saw and we were part of the largest healthcare worker strike in U.S. history. That is the power of working people. That is the power of our union. That is the power that keeps the billionaire class and those bought-off politicians up at night. We will not allow the dismantling continue. We won't allow our immigrant siblings to be under attack. We will not allow our families to be targeted. We won't allow our healthcare and essential services under Medicaid to be stripped away just to give them more tax breaks.
Fight back!
I'm just wondering if you're with me on this one. We are not going to accept staying silent. We're not going to be afraid.
No!
We're not going to accept them telling us to stay in our place.
No!
Not here and not in Denver. We know who runs the city. Does everybody know who runs the city?
We do!
Who runs the city?
We do!
And yes, that includes immigrant workers who rise with the sun, stay late every night, who carry this city on their backs. So today, we say to those corporate politicians, no matter what letter is behind your name, who are actively trying to divide us, we are united. We know our power. And we will use our power. Let's say it together, yeah? We are united.
We are united!
We know our power.
We know our power!
We are ready to use our power.
We are ready to use our power!
Hell yeah, you sound good. Now I have the very distinct honor of introducing somebody who embodies the soul of this movement. He has been a janitor for 2 decades in the city. Proud SEIU 105 member.
Yeah!
And his poem about the Justice for Janitors movement has inspired people across this country. That's right. So let's chant together. This next chant is one that has carried generations of us forward. When I ask you, ¿se puede? You say,
¡Sí se puede!
¡se puede!
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
My brother, a true storyteller and a true fighter for justice, Juan Manuel Matraca.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for coming here. Lonely, the workers from all the world. Estados Unidos, país de inmigrantes, potencia mundial beligerante, que hace alarde de justicia y paz social. Nación de sueños, donde encontrarás el éxito total. De nuestro lugar de origen emigramos con una ilusión en el corazón y en las manos, dejando familias, ancestras, costumbres, sorteando en el trayecto 1000 vicisitudes. Nosotros aquí nos sentimos privilegiados. Llegar a este país con nuestra consigna lo logramos. Pero por favor, no olvidemos a nuestros hermanos que siguiendo ese mismo sueño americano, allá en la frontera, en sueño eterno han quedado enfermos. Sin un 5 en los bolsillos llegamos a instalarnos en nuevo hogar. Procedemos. Si alguien nos espera en casa, del familiar o compañero, si no, la calle, Samaritan House, será nuestro puerto más cercano. Triunfar a cualquier precio, buscar trabajo en martirio se convierte. No hablamos inglés, somos discriminados por nuestra propia gente. Por fin, en el trabajo instalados, damos gracias a Dios, lo hemos logrado. Nuestros patrones, piel de oveja nos muestran primero, pero son fauces siniestras de lobos desarmados. Ven en cada hispano demasiadas manos, piensan que somos máquinas, no seres humanos. Y para que la cuña apriete más fuerte, nos pone a un coterráneo como nuestro jefe. Desafortunadamente, nosotros damos pausa para que lo piensen con demasiado efecto causa. Nos captamos de que en el récord de Guinness tenemos que estar para hacer cualquier cosa. Somos más veloces que Superman. En el área de trabajo mi paisano se convierte en mi más acérrimo enemigo. como capataz, ni en la Inquisición lo he de encontrar. Si repelo de su injusticia, mi anhelo quebrantará. No olvidemos, hermanos, paisanos amigos, organizarnos en nuestra fortaleza, el fiel camino. Somos las manos de Dios desde la creación, el soporte indiscutible de esta enorme nación. No dejemos que gane la impunidad en este mundo, marchando con fe y con valor en las calles, proclamando justicia ya, respeto a nuestras garantías individuales, hermanos, por justicia, por llánitos a la vanguardia, aprovechando la enseñanza compartida, escudriñando nuestro legal contrato a la impunidad e injusticia. Démosle un golpe de tajo. Estamos aquí, hermanos. Somos humanos, no invisibles. En la calle, con una pancarta en las manos, somos invencibles. Organicémonos con ese ayú en onda idea, en un solo átomo. Luchemos unidos, con férrea pasión y noble causa, como un solo corazón. Hasta la victoria siempre. Hermanas y hermanos, no claudicaremos hasta que nuestros adversarios reconozcan nuestros derechos laborales, que por justicia divina, universal y humana nos corresponden. Hasta la victoria siempre. Gracias por escuchar.
That was amazing. I am so honored to bring up our next speaker. You know them from CERC, the co-executive director, Gladys Ibarra. Come up here, Gladys.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Once that was to listen to some poetic justice and in the language of my heart. Me toca el corazón siempre que escucho la poesía, las palabras de nuestros elders en español, me hacen chillar. Buenas tardes, my name is Gladys Ibarra. I have the honor of serving as the co-executive director for the Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition. This was born over 2 decades ago when our people were being victims of systemic violence. And not a lot has changed, right? The separation of families is something that we know too well. The missed birthday celebrations and funerals have been a reality due to these man-made borders. Our people precede those borders and we will outlive them. We have had the privilege and the honor to uplift and be led by directly impacted people in our state whose experiences and stories have been the driving force to change into the Colorado that we see today. I stand before you as the first immigrant to lead this organization. Not by chance. It's a result of the work and the voices of some of those directly impacted people who, regardless of their immigration status, did not hold back, did not hide, and did not be quiet. The new administration, however, we're feeling the need to remind people of who we are, who we come from, and our ancestors who survived hundreds of years just so that we could be here today on these steps. They endured things that we may never imagine. So it's in our DNA to resist and not just survive, but to thrive. Now, the government continues to abduct our friends and family in broad daylight. Whether we are immigrants, trans, or protectors of Mother Earth, this administration has made it clear that they will continue their attempts to silence us. Shame! They are breaking their own laws to silence us. Shame! They think that they have no one to answer to. What do you say to refuse to back down from this administration. In Colorado, we're coming together across race and across our state to keep our families safe, to keep our families whole, to demand justice. We're here, we're not afraid, and we're not leaving because Colorado is our home. That's right! So join us in this fight. The future belongs to all of us, no matter where we were born. That's right! And together, we will win like we have before. Before I step off and pass it on to an incredible speaker, I want to share a couple of opportunities for you to get a little bit more involved. CERC is launching our Mother's Day campaign to raise funds for emergency spending. You can get more information at the blue tents here to your right. We also invite you to contact your legislators and contact your wonderful governor and encourage them to pass SB 276, which will codify civil protections for all of Coloradans, regardless of in support of this bill. We will be having a press conference, and you can gather more information again from CERC. Thank you.
Hey, Big Chief. Thanks for being here.
Give it up to the Colorado
TMT, the
Rights Coalition.
TV2 Live. Thank you for being here.
I know I'm not supposed to have favorites.
Right
But
turn,
sorry,
Kyle.
Colorado Education
Thanks for the view.
Association. Go on! When you walked out that job, those photos were incredible. Oh my God, who saw those? Red for head, I had the esteemed pleasure of bringing up Rob. Go!
Hello, everyone. It's great to see everybody out here with those good union jocks, you know. My name is Rob Gould. I'm a special education teacher and the proud president of the Denver Classroom Teachers Association. Representing nearly 4,000 educators serving students in Denver Public Schools. We are part of the Colorado Education Association, representing nearly 40,000 union members. And there's nowhere I'd rather be on International Workers' Day than standing in solidarity with workers from across Colorado, right here. Whether we're teaching 30-plus kids in an overcrowded classroom, delivering mail, caring for patients, or keeping our workplaces running, our labor is and always has been the bedrock and the backbone of our democracy. Organized labor knows better than anyone that when our rights are under attack, we don't sit back, we fight back! And when billionaires and bad bosses reap the benefits of our labor, while working people are stretched thin, juggling multiple jobs to survive, it's not them who lifts us up, it's us. It's educators, nurses, custodians, postal workers, trades workers, firefighters, and so many more. It's organized labor showing up, standing up, and speaking out for one another. Like so many of you, educators are fighting back at the local, state, and national level, not just for ourselves, but for the future of our public schools and the students and families we serve. Your children are the heart of our classrooms, and their learning conditions are our working conditions. We see firsthand how our students are affected when billionaires and bad bosses make our lives harder, when wages are so low that families work 2 or 3 jobs just to survive, and when the people who serve communities can't afford to live in them. The fight for our students in our public schools is the same fight you're facing in your own workplaces. We're currently in a battle with Denver Public Schools at the bargaining table, and our demands are clear. Respect us, pay us, value us. Right now, we've got classrooms with 30+ kids in them. In fact, one of our members just shared at the table on Monday how she has 35 kindergartners in her classroom. Think of that. Think of that. 35 5-year-olds, and over 10 of them are newcomers. Yet the district told us that they are comfortable with the status quo. Shame on them. Rising living costs are pushing great educators out of the city. Healthcare premiums are rising by an average of 11%, and that's just for basic plans with high out-of-pocket costs still on top of it. And too many of us are being forced to work second jobs, switch careers, or leave the profession entirely.
That ain't right.
It ain't right. But instead of showing up with solutions, DPS has spent 3 months crossing out our proposals and refusing to bargain with us in good faith. They've rejected basic protections for LGBTQ+ staff. They've refused to expand reproductive health care. They've dismissed our calls to support immigrant educators, the very people who stepped up and to help address our national teacher shortage. In fact, they said they won't even consider our proposal that provides basic protections for immigrant workers. Shame on you! And they've done nothing to address the class size crisis that overwhelms our educators and shortchanges our students. But here's what DPS, every anti-worker boss, politician, and greedy billionaire needs to understand. Actions have consequences. It's a little bit like the district has forgotten, what happens when educators are pushed too far. They forgot about 1969. They forgot about 1994, and they certainly forgot about 2019 when we walked out, shut it down, went on strike, fought hard, and won every single time. Because when you come for one of us, you come for all of us. And we know what solidarity looks like. It looks like educators fighting for our students. It looks like workers standing up for one another. It looks like this crowd here today. So today, we honor the legacy of those who fought for us and before us by continuing the fight for democracy, for fair wages, for safe workplaces, and for the public schools that our students deserve. And we will keep fighting until because voices cannot and will not be ignored. Respect us, pay us, value us. Thank you.
I have to give them 2 shout-outs. 1, again, to CEA. They helped pay for the burritos. And 2 is to Kobe Cafe, providing the free burritos. When I say worker, you say power. Worker. Power. Worker. Power. Worker. Power. When I say union, you say strong. Union. Strong. Union. Strong. Union. Strong. Okay, I lied. My favorite union is my union. You know them. They are the United Campus Workers of Colorado! Staff, graduate, undergraduate students at CU Boulder, CU Denver, CU Colorado Springs, CU Andrews, and Colorado Springs University. Oh, sorry, Colorado State University. I'm getting impeached. Before I keep talking, I'm going to bring up one of my favorite union siblings, Chloe East from CU Denver.
Oh, I love I love you.
I work as associate professor of economics at CU Denver. I am a proud member of my union, United Campus Workers.
Yeah.
Y'all, part of the reason I became an academic is that I thought I wouldn't have to do fake public speaking. But sometimes the need is too great, and we need to do things that are scary to do what is right. Thank you all for doing that by being here today. I have been studying the labor market effects of mass deportations for over a decade in my professional capacity. I can tell you that using immigrants as a scapegoat for economic problems is nothing new. Mass deportations were conducted in the U.S. during the Great Depression under Hoover and FDR, and again in the Great Recession under President Obama. Every time politicians promise that these deportations will lead to more job opportunities for U.S.-born workers. And every time the research, including my own, shows that this is not true, that this is a lie.
It's a lie!
In fact, mass deportations hurt the economy and job prospects for
That's
all
right.
workers.
That's right.
Because immigrants work in the most essential jobs in our
That's right. That's right.
Trump is using immigrants to distract from the real issues, causing us to be paid low wages, have precarious and unpredictable working conditions, and tell us that we should just be grateful to have a job at all. This is a classic tactic meant to divide workers and reduce our power. That's right. Let me be clear, as someone both who is an expert on how the labor market works, and also just a human who understands how this world works. The real problem is our bosses have too much power. That's The Trump administration also recognizes that when they can stoke fear in one group of workers, it weakens our power as workers overall. This is why we say that an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Right now, international and immigrant students, staff, and faculty are under attack at my workplace and around this city and country. My students are afraid to come to class because it might put them or their loved ones at risk of deportation. My students are having their visas revoked because of the country they are from. Our union, United Campus Workers, has been responding to these changes on our campus quickly by providing Know Your Rights trainings and other advice to help us navigate this moment. Organized resistance like this is the antidote to organized terror campaigns meant to frighten, divide, and weaken us. That's right. Now is the time to fight for our rights as workers. Now is the time to join your union and become more involved in your union. That's right. Now is also the time to stand behind all the amazing immigration advocates here today and elsewhere, all over our state, fighting for the passage of SB 25276. This includes protecting immigrants from the threat of deportation on school grounds.
That's right.
Stop please to your table and call your House representatives today to express your support for this bill. Gone from one of the most hostile states to immigrants in the 2000s to one of the most welcoming because of the brave advocates who have fought for this. Fight for and ensure that all immigrants and all workers in this state have the right to live without fear and the right to a stable, reliable job that pays us what we deserve. That's right!
Okay, you might know this one. Up, up with liberation, down, down with deportation.
Up with liberation, down with deportation. Up with liberation, down with deportation. Up with liberation, down with deportation. Up with liberation, down with deportation.
Don't get there. In fact, I owe Carl some favors. Who's heard of the Worker Protection Act? Who thinks Jared Polson signed that bill? Let's do a very easy chant. Repeat after me. Sign that bill!
Sign that bill! Sign that bill! Sign that bill! Sign that bill!
our first non-union. They are here on every single fight for justice. You know them as the Denver Democratic Socialists of America. Alex Lemke, come on up here.
Hi, my name is Alex Lemke. I'm a teacher in Denver Public Schools and a union rep for the Denver Classroom Teachers. I'm here speaking today as a member of the Denver Democratic Socialists of America. As a member of these organizations, I can proudly say that we are organizing. DSA helped raise funds for UAW and Teamsters. We walked on the picket line with UAW and King Soopers when they were on strike. For the 2U ballot initiative, which ended up winning Denver City workers' collective bargaining rights for the first time. DSA also supported educators with a statewide action on March 20th to protect funding for public education, where my union ended up shutting down 80% of Denver public schools. This was done in solidarity with many other teachers and locals across the state. By withholding our labor, we were able to get Governor Polis to reverse his decision to cut funding and save $150 million for public education. We cannot forget why we are here today. This country has a history of militant labor action, and many people have died for the rights we currently have. Rights that should not be taken for granted are allowed to be destroyed by fascists.
That's right! That's right!
Rights that have laid the foundations for this movement so we could build on them. We also have to remember why strikes are effective. They're effective because they disrupt the economy by withholding our labor.
Yes! That's right!
Labor which has been exploited for far too long by the owner class. These owners rely on international exploitation to maintain their power, which means we must rely on international organization to take that power back. Last year, the United Auto Workers sent out a call to action requesting all unions across the country align their contract expiration dates in preparation for a mass general strike on May 1st, 2028. Several other major unions have already joined the call as well, including the American Federation of Teachers and the United Postal Workers. At the CEA Delegate Assembly this year, Mike Cooper and I submitted a business item to align all local teacher unions in Colorado for this calling, and it passed. This is an extremely important opportunity to show solidarity with all workers who actually create the profits. Profits which have been increasingly consolidated into the hands of a small number of very sad, very lonely, and very weird oligarchs. Allowing them to farther privatize public education along with the rest of our social programs. Given the current level of authoritarianism and consolidation of corporate power we're witnessing nationally, we may not have a choice if we want to maintain any semblance of democracy in this country. So join us and let's shut down this economy to show them who really holds the power. If your workplace isn't currently organized, now is the time to start a union. Call the Emergency Workers Organization Committee to organize your workplace and join DSA's Labor Committee if you would like to help support other unions. Unfortunately, we may soon be living in a country where all labor unions are considered illegal according to our federal government. This means it will be up to the workers themselves to decide what risk they're willing to take. But as the teachers just showed on March 20th, when we fight, we win! So join a union, join DSA, but most importantly, organize. And let's be in a world where we aren't coerced into renting ourselves out for a wage. Thank you for your work.
All right.
Whose streets?
Our street!
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 I don't think I've ever fallen in love with a union sibling so quickly as I did with Dr. Allison Martin from the House Staff Association. Put your screams together and welcome her up to the stage.
Good afternoon. Allison Martin, I'm proud to be here today representing the House Staff Association of the Unified
University in Colorado Hospital. There are nearly 1,300 physicians in training who are overworked and underpaid, but who still show up every single day to care for our communities. We're here because we believe that those who care for others deserve to be cared for themselves.
That's fair. That's fair.
We are tired, often working 80-plus hour weeks, but we are even more tired of being ignored, tired of waiting for the bosses to do the right thing. HSA has worked with CU and hospital leadership for decades. We've secured higher stipends for our doctors. We're up to minimum wage now. And we've improved benefits and working conditions. But that working relationship has been and will again be taken away by leadership whenever it suits them. Yay! It's time for collective bargaining. The overwhelming majority of HSA members say full unionization with collective bargaining is what we want, need, and deserve. That's right!
That's right! Stand up!
HSA has prided itself on being reasonable and accommodating, but union busting by CU School of Medicine shows that they aren't. CU claims to support residents and fellows, but they haven't even officially defined us as employees. They haven't negotiated in good faith, and they break deals without consequence. They hide behind bureaucracy instead of answering our simple, fair demands. Let us bargain for ourselves and honor your promises.
That's right.
CU leans on us when it suits them. They consult and they negotiate with us because they know we're the true voice of the House staff. But when we want collective bargaining, suddenly they claim we don't represent the House staff. We are 93% majority membership.
Wow.
They cancel events, postpone meetings, and outright refuse to fully put the relationship we already have into writing.
Shameful!
Because, as they said to me, if CU recognizes the HSA as a union, then they would have to recognize the other unions on campus. So today, on May Day, a day built on the backs of working people rising up, we're saying loud and clear, no more runaround, no more union busting, no more delay. This fight is not just about HSA. This is the first step towards making sure everyone can stand together and demand better. Nurses to food service, janitors to faculty, techs to grad students, everyone who keeps these hospitals running. That's right. HSA winning collective bargaining will open the door to a future where the entire care team is unionized and protected. Where every person who supports and cares for patients is respected, safe, and championed. So to see you can't claim to support your doctors in training and then block the very mechanism that would protect our mental health, physical safety, and financial security. If you are truly committed to patient care, prove it. If you believe in medical education, show it. If you want to keep compassionate doctors in Colorado, act like it. Because if you will care for your caregivers, we'll care for each other. That's right. Keep trying to bust the unions. Better believe we're not going anywhere. We're only going to be louder, stronger, and more united than ever. That's right. We are so grateful to be in solidarity with all of you and with this movement. Thank you so much.
And it's felt a raindrop when they prepared this chant just for this moment. Line is, rain or shine, we're on the line. Organize and strike in time. Rise or shine, we're on the line. Organize and strike in time. Rise or shine, we're on the line. Organize and strike in time. All right. I'm so excited to bring up the librarian. Oh my God, the librarian. without your consent. The understand, you need to learn. Here's a book that is 800 pages long. It is very dusty. You need white gloves to read it. And I'm so excited to keep Lauren Ziegler to her 3-minute speaking limit because no one else has. I'm just kidding, Lauren. You can go on this year. Give it up for Denver Public Library Workers United!
Last May, we kicked off our campaign to bring thousands of Denver City employees the right to louder. Sorry, how about there? Thanks, Carl. Thank you, Carl. Okay, last May, we kicked off our campaign to bring thousands of Denver City employees the right to collectively bargain. As you know, we won. The point of privilege to give you a history lesson. And unlike waking up in the Gilded Age every day, this one is happy so far. This time last year, only police, fire, and sheriff in the city of Denver had collective bargaining rights that were enshrined in the city charter. Widespread bargaining for all city employees had failed at least twice in the 1970s and 1990s. In 2020, our union, Denver Public Library Workers United, started organizing. In 2021, we went public with no path to a contract at our at-will employer. In 2022, when Jared Polis whittled down a sweeping public employee collective bargaining bill and it didn't work for CWA Local 7799, we walked away. In 2023, when Jared Polis tried to suppress the Protections for Public Workers Act, we didn't let him. Geniuses at CWA and our city council sponsors decided to seize the moment and make bargaining happen for Denver. We got pushback on extending bargaining beyond the library. We didn't let that happen. We got pushback on our right to strike and we didn't let it happen. What happened instead are two things. First, labor came together. Sometimes differences divide us, but we did not let them. That's right. Second, we stayed true to our vision. Politicians who invoke local control 1 minute tried to steer us away from what we wanted the next minute based on existing laws and agreements. For this, we got a unanimous ballot referral from City Council, and the voters of Denver approved our rights 64% to 36%. More local than that. Our victory was 1 minute of sweetness on an otherwise very bitter day. Being part of the labor community has taught me that solidarity is the only way we can build a future worth having. It's our responsibility to unlearn and teach others to unlearn toxic individualism and accepting a status quo steeped in fear, greed, and scarcity mindset. That's right! Everyone here has taught me that power is not a finite resource, but we must fight for our share of what we deserve. Don't let them keep it. And most importantly, when we fight, we win! We fight! We win! We fight! We win!
We have the easiest chant in the labor movement. When I say 7-7, you say 9-9. 7-7, 9-9. 7-7, 9-9. 7-7, 9-9. 7-7, 9-9. 7-7, 9-9. I'm so excited to bring up my fellow public sector union brother. He is one of the best speakers I have ever heard, and I only heard him once. I'm talking about Colorado Wins, Lorenzo Harris.
Colorado wins!
My name is Lorenzo Harris. I am the D3 chair representing Adams and Boulder County. Colorado wins. Prayers for March for today. Give me your tired, your bored, your hurdle masses yearning to breathe free. the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. These colossal and Lazarian words are inscribed on our most iconic declaration of our shared and welcoming values.
That's right.
Immortalized at the foot of Lady Liberty herself. They're irrelevant. They are irrelevant because we, Americans collectively, have failed to live up to these words.
That's right.
By our deeds and by our silences. We fail when we look the other way because it's not happening to real American citizens when our neighbors are kidnapped off the street.
Shame.
We fail when our outrage and calls to treat migrants compassionately and humanely subsides when our side wins an election. We fail when we forget our obligations to the worker, the refugee, and to the impoverished.
Yeah.
And we fail when we forget our own violent, colonial, and labor exploitative history on how this country came to be. What is needed now more than ever in these fraught times on this International Workers' Day is a recommitment to the will to fight back in the class war that we find ourselves forced upon. A will reminiscent of those who gathered in Chicago and Haymarket Square to reclaim sovereignty over their lives and working conditions, as well as the doubling down of our international class solidarity. A solidarity that extends beyond borders and language barriers.
That's right.
And serves as a repudiation of the divide and conquer and othering politics of the oligarchs and xenophobes, both foreign and domestic. For only divided are we conquerable. So united for liberation, prosperity, and humanity, we must stand. The beauty of our modern civil rights era, infused with the modern labor resurgence, is our familiar strength. A strength built upon a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multinational coalition of working people from all faiths, genders, backgrounds, abilities, generations, and orientations. And in few places do we find these unconquerable bonds stronger than what we see here today. Amongst this crowd, amongst we the people, we whose labor propels this world forward.
Yes.
We who will unite despite our differences to fight and organize around a vision of shared prosperity.
Yes.
We who recognize the urgency of the moment and of our struggle. This struggle that we endure is a familiar phenomenon. Wherever work has existed to be done, there have been workers of all residency and citizenship statuses doing and bosses exploiting.
That's right.
Today, I to remember the lessons of the organizers, migrants, and freedom fighters who have come before us.
That's right.
Awaken Joe Hill. Remind us of the high cost of our struggle and of our commitment to one another in it. Come forth, say so.
Come on.
Work again with your lawyers and teach your children how to large-scale organize for their collective rights.
That's right.
Arise, Chairman Craig. Come on. Warn us again of the wolves in sheep clothing who hope to co-opt and stymie our movement of international solidarity amongst working people, and with those fleeing war-torn countries and American manufactured oppression. Resurrect Brother Malcolm and caution us against those same U.S. senatorial wolves and aspirationally gubernatorial candidates who will use their power to gleefully vote to confirm a billionaire apologist and disgraceful ladder puller of the American lighter dream like Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Over the rights of the refugee, the migrant worker, and student alike. Those same accidental senators who can only offer tepid statements on the inhumane prosecution and hunting of our labor organizing sisters just like forget.
Free Jeanette.
Come on.
And if we students of history and shapers of futures are to be successful in our charge, to honor these lessons while reclaiming our lives amidst a workplace unionization drive trending in every sector, workplace, and industry. May this be the last International Workers' Day without a seriously united labor front. A Librarian front that is leading a newborn Colorado Labor Party. For the rights and for the fights for the trampled and trounced workers in this beautiful land, from wherever they may hail and whatever shadows they may hide. A party free from a non-serving duopoly that consistently shows its loyalty to the business class over the working class. A party for us, by us.
All right.
And keep it forever, not putting the same name as Claudia, we wealthy, who see our home, our neighbors, our love, and our labor as theirs to exploit. With those tired, homeless, tempest-tossed, and huddled masses yearning to breathe free, we stand in loving solidarity with you, then, now, and forever.
When I say worker, you say power. Worker! Power! Worker! Power! Worker! Power! When I say union, you say strong. Union! Strong! Union! Strong! Union! Strong! Union! Strong! Union! Strong! Union! Strong! I should not have worn white today. This was a bad call. I often refer to CWA 7799 as the gayest union in Colorado. I say that with so much pride in my fucking heart. There is one union that is coming for us in this regard, and that is damn Woo. Museum Workers United asked me, and I have the pleasure to bring up my new union sibling, Addie Castile.
And Freedom of Socialist Organization. I'm also a proud worker and member of the Denver Art Museum Workers United. As a representative of DAMU, I'm here to talk to you about the importance of strong unions and the workers' movement. In the face of worker repression and anti-union attacks from the Trump administration, we are here today to honor all workers and push forward the fight of the working class. With the help of our parent union, AFS-CME, the Denver Art Museum won our union election. We became the first museum in the state of Colorado to do that. But the work does not stop here. As union organizers, we recognize that all our gains are won through the people, the workers. It is through them that we can build a strong union that can focus on improving working conditions and fighting for better benefits and pay. Fair share contributions give workers the tools to meet these goals. Colorado is a modified right to work state, and according to the Colorado Labor Peace Act, an 82-year-old archaic and anti-union law.
That's right.
Not only win their first election, but also win a second election with a majority of 75% vote to gain union security and further represent the workers.
No peace. Peace.
A law like this in the country, and it is a hurdle that the DAMU union is having to overcome to secure our union while ongoing contract negotiations ensue. The Workers' Protection Act would put an end to the Labor Peace Act and expand workers' rights in Colorado. And while this act is passed in the Senate, Governor Wallace has yet to agree to this act and stand with the working class people of Colorado. Tooth and nail to suppress and destroy organized labor. The rich continue to make money and thrive off of our labor, while workers are being pushed to their limits. The basic cost of living continues to rise, and families live paycheck to paycheck with no sign of reprieve. But we say enough is enough.
Biggest union election win in decades in Boulder. Who heard about it? You know what I'm talking about. Boulder County Employees Union, give it up. And today I am very proud to announce that history has been made. Boulder County Employees Union voted with 100% to join CWA Local 7799. CWA Local 7799 returned to solidarity with 99% voting on that saying yes. I'm so excited to welcome my union sibling, Esteban Marino.
All right. Against us. What an honor it is to be here today on May Day in community with all of you. What an exciting day. My name is David Merino. I am a proud son of an immigrant. I'm a proud member of the LGBT community, and I'm a proud member of the Boulder County Employees Union in affiliation with CWA. It's been a long road to get us where we are today, but here we are, standing here with an officially recognized union, one of the largest bargaining units in the history of Colorado, and as of today, officially affiliated with Local 7799. As BCEU, we have hit roadblock after roadblock from our commissioners to try to halt our bargaining process. We urge our commissioners to get to the table, to bargain with us in good faith, and to stop union busting!
No more union busting!
We will continue to use the strength of our union and our affiliates to bring up and strengthen our communities. We know that our queer and trans siblings need us. Our immigrant communities need us. More than ever, we will not stop fighting to make sure that we fight for their rights to live and work without fear and with dignity. Now at BCEU, we haven't asked of all of you to stand with us and send a message to Boulder County. You can find our table right back there. Right there. We have a script for you guys to call our commissioners and let them know that they need to respect our views and our rights as workers. Help us protect our workers. Get Boulder County to the bargaining table and create a strong union contract to support our workers and get us what we deserve. All power to the workers. All power to the working class and solidarity forever.
How do we feel about union busting? It's disgusting. Union busting is disgusting.
Union busting is disgusting.
Union busting
is disgusting.
Union busting
is disgusting.
Union busting
is disgusting.
Union busting
is disgusting.
We've got two more speakers and then we're about to march to a federal courthouse and stop. Those organized hearings can happen. Who's with us? I don't even know how to introduce our next speaker. He doesn't need an introduction. He's been a former representative, a community leader, an immigrant activist. You know him. Tim Hernandez!
I know we've had a thorough program. Are y'all still with us up here?
Oh, yeah.
I damn sure hope so, because our next speaker is going to be real incredible as well. My name is Tim Hernandez, and I'm here today just to share some brief words. I spoke at May Day before, but I'm happy to report this might be the largest crowd for May Day in like the last 5 You guys have to understand, you have to know your history. It's almost like when there are union movements coinciding with immigration movements, coinciding with feminist movements and reproductive justice movements. We have to understand what we're sitting on. You have to know what you're a part of. You have to know Because the folks inside this building, unfortunately, they don't know. They need to know. They need to know. That's right, Carl. Let's give it up to Carl from They have to know, because it's a hell of a time for Democrats to get soft on fighting for what's right. Look, I'm a Mexicano Chicano in my house. We like to say things like, maybe the Democrats should get some huevos. Maybe you can't just sit up here and act like you're going to fight for the right thing when it's popular. Let's remember, if we know anything about labor history, if we know anything about black liberation movements, if we know anything about the Chicano movement, the Palestinian struggle for liberation, it is not. That never has been. It is never a popular movement to fight for what is right in this country. You have to commit to that. And the folks in office, look, we act like if we elect some good folks, that all of a sudden we're going to get some good policy. That's just not how it works. As a former representative who barely believes in the government, let me tell you, right? Democrats don't do the right thing because it's popular. Lyndon B. Johnson does not sign the Civil Rights Act of 1965 because he's a damn good white man. He signs it because of decades of organizing by black organizers. Queer organizers. It's only a time where folks who we act like they might be our leaders. Let's remember that it's a hell of a time when immigrants like Jeanette Vizquerra are being disappeared off the fucking street for Democrats in this building to not count their votes, not to stack their chips behind immigrant rights. It's a damn bad time to lose your backbone. Right now we got folks running for office. Somebody in Congressional District 8 who's already voted against immigrants is rerunning for office. Somebody in Congressional District 8, look, I can give a damn how much money you raise.
That's right, tell them.
If you ain't got values, it ain't worth shit. And that's on the national level, but right here, the shit that we can impact, there are bills in this legislature that will make it easier for this union, these people, these jobs to continue and to expand beyond through the Worker Protection Act. I hope that we know our influence is not necessarily always popular, but you better bet it belongs here first. There are people at the national level, our oppressors are well organized, they're well funded. But you have to know that they give their money up, they give their power up because they don't believe in a moral conscience. They don't believe in holding fast to what's true when Democrats up here who beat me in office are saying they can't commit to the immigration bill because they spent a whole lot of time deporting people. They need an amendment to make sure that it's more friendly to deportations. You have to know that is a Democrat. The Democrats were beating the drum on deportations. If Kamala Harris was the president, people would still be being deported in Colorado.
That's right. That's right.
So let me say clearly, as your kid's favorite public school teacher, representative, you can't keep either job. Unfortunately, the name tag does not come with a backbone. Which means that we have to remember that the moral compass doesn't belong to who can win an election. The moral compass of our country, of our communities, belongs to the people. It belongs to right now. Not a candidate, not a party, no any amalgamation of money. The people decide what is right, and the representatives, they either choose to listen or they get their shit rocked in November. I hope that I can invite us to think about what that means, how long you're willing to participate. It's beautiful out now, but I damn sure hope that you're going to be back here at 5 o'clock to stand with the Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition.
That's right.
I hope that you're going to be back here this weekend. I hope that you don't let these like an immigration bill signed into law. It looks like the Worker Protection Act being signed by Jared Polis. It looks like he's riding the right to abortion with EMTALA and emergency services. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, sometimes, guys, there's some folks that look like us, they talk like us, and they would have you sell your backbone down the river too. But let me make it real clear that any Chicano representative that thinks that they might introduce a bill in the last 6 days of session selling farm workers out ain't no Chicano of mine.
That's right.
So I'm going to hand out a check because I know I'm over time. I want us to do a real quick one, and I just want us to say power. You're going to say it back to me. We'll do a call and response. Can everybody say power? Power! Power! Power to the workers! Power to the workers! Worker power! Worker power! 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 Power to the students! Power to the students! Student power! Student power!
Give it up for Tim Hernandez. I just got told by 6 people in a row that there are still free burritos, and I am disappointed in this crowd. They are free. They are free burritos. We bought them for you. I imagine some of you are hungry.
Yeah, you know, baby, I don't think I'm a man. I'm a 3.
We don't want to bring these burritos home. I see more than 500 people here. I see thousands of people here. Tim hit it on the head.
Really good burritos.
First day we had 150 people each. I said next year we're going to have 500. Next year we had about 180. The next year we had about 300. Today we have over 2,000 people. A couple of chants before we welcome our last speaker and go on a march. When I say pompous, you say Polish. Pompous. Polish. Pompous. Polish. Pompous. Polish. Pompous. Polish. Pompous. Polish. Sign that bill. 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 I've been thinking a lot how to introduce our next speaker. I've been deeply inspired by her words, by her campaign. All I can think of is my socialist, my Madam President, Claudia de la Cruz.
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
People power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
People power!
Workers' power!
Workers power!
Workers' power!
Workers power!
That's right! And we will not allow our enemies in the White House, in Congress, in Senate to tell us of immigrants. Immigrants who came to this country and have contributed to the economic, political, and social life of this country.
That's right.
Immigrants who were forced out of their land because the U.S. invaded and occupied our land. And so we must be clear that any and all immigrant that comes to this is also to understand that we need to expand the concept of democracy. That workers made this country run. And workers should run this country. That we do not simply need reforms, we need a complete transformation of the economic and political system. That is our fight. And it's a long one, but it is a gratifying and beautiful one. We are people of backbone. We are people of legacy.
Yes.
We are people of history.
Yes.
And we need to make history in this country. And that's called a revolution.
Oh my God. I was looking for revolution.
That was the best goddamn day of my life. We need to get ready to march. So I want you to get your bag, your backpack, your sunscreen, your water bottle. And I want you to get ready. We're going to march down to the steps and we're going to follow the PSL truck. We're going to have the mariachi band marching and playing with us. We're going to have a couple more speeches, not too many, I promise.
Hey, Joanne,
down at the courthouse.
Good to see you. You too. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. That was so awesome.
Because we know.
I was
liberation.
Yeah, but my eyes were spotted because I'm sweating. It's hot. It's so hot.
Down with deportation. Up with liberation. Down with deportation. Up with liberation.
Down with deportation.
Up with liberation. Down. Thank you.
Politically, if they're free, that's what it's remember how much time we have?
It's a fluid situation. Can I give you a hug? Absolutely.
But as you're walking, I was like, and then I was like, no.
Yeah. That's funny. Thanks for being here. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, what's up?
Good. Yeah. Good to see you too. Oh. I dressed way too warm today. I am hot. I am so hot.
I know. I'm not getting in the crowd until they walk by. We'll just join them as they walk.
Again, it was predicted to be so bad, and it's a gorgeous day.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Not bad for turnout for a weekend.
That's right. I really got.
At what?
I love you.
Yes, you got love from Chris.
Oh, okay, I love you too, Chris. I love you too.
Not just for the rich and
Yeah, April, right? Yes, yeah, I remember.
Workers' rights! Now! Workers' rights!
Hi, nice lady. I remember you from camp.
Oh yeah, I remember you too.
How are you doing?
Hi, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
Nice to see you.
We saw you last time, but I wasn't brave enough to come up and say hi.
Oh, don't ever be. Yeah, I know. That's me. Good to see you guys. You too. Pigeons. There's a lot of pigeons. Oh, sorry. I know I brought a coat, an umbrella, and then pop. Yeah.
Because this is straight mark, right?
power of the people don't stop. Whoops. The power of the people don't stop.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. From the river to the sea, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, from the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
With liberation! With liberation! Down, down with the occupation! Down with the occupation! With liberation!
That train was just gonna barrel through. Because the power of the people don't stop.
My shoes are untied, but I can't stop.
Under attack!
I don't want to get down.
Fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When LGBT rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! That's what they deny! Up with the people! Up with the people! Down with the bosses! Down with the bosses! Up with the people! Up with the people! Down with the millionaires! Down with the millionaires! Up with the people! Up with the people! Down with bosses! Down with bosses! Up with
13, 12, and 1309. Citizens of Colorado.
I just got such a good picture of you smiling. Okay. Hey.
Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate. Immigrants are welcome here. Show me what democracy looks like! This is 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 what democracy looks like! I'm good. Workers' rights! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Hi, how are you?
Shut it down! Shut it down!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When teachers' rights are under attack.
Hi,
What do we
I've
do?
seen you forever. It's good to see
Stand
you.
up, fight back!
That's right, Trans.
¡Queremos pueblo! ¡Justicia! ¡Justicia! ¡Cuando lo queremos! ¿Qué queremos pueblo?
This is what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like! Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like.
Democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
I should have known you were going to be here. I know. I thought you fellas be around everywhere I go, right?
Yeah, right.
That's right. Good to see you.
Donald Trump has got to go!
Is that true? job, guys. Thank you. I always do this to myself. Let everybody go by and then I gotta try to go to that. Why would you get stuck in the There's a bit trolls in here, I guess. Thanks for the views, though, guys. Making comments, I mean. Not my viewers. I love you. sorry. Oh, sorry.
Uber, you're no good. Pay your drivers like you should. Uber, you're no good. Pay your drivers like you should.
We're always constantly struggling against higher fares and lower wages for drivers. But anyways, today we gather here to honor the legacy of the working class. On May Day 1886, workers in Chicago rose up against a system that treated them as machines rather than human beings. They marched for an 8-hour day, and their blood on the streets of Haymarket Square watered the seeds of our labor movement. In their memory, workers worldwide now celebrate May Day. Make some noise for May Day! Yeah! May Day is a day that reminds us that every right we have was won through struggle, solidarity, and bloodshed.
That's right.
Here in Colorado, the fighting spirit lives on. From the Ludlow miners who faced bullets from Rockefeller's guards to the brave workers at Coors who struck for dignity in 1977. To all of us that are standing here today, we are one unbroken chain in a long fight for worker justice. But today we face a new form of exploitation. A small oligarchy of corporate elites has rigged our economy, turning good jobs into precarious gigs, replacing stable hours with unpredictable algorithms, and trading worker protections for shareholder profits. They want us to forget our history, to forget that change only comes when workers stand together. The Worker Protection Act before Governor Polis is about every Coloradan who punches a clock, stocks a shelf, drives a truck, teaches our kids, or cares for our sick.
That's right.
That's right. All of us here. I'm sorry, guys. They want It's about setting standards that every worker deserves dignity, every worker deserves protection, and every worker deserves a voice in the workplace. To those who profit from our labor while denying our humanity, your time is up. To those who claim worker protections hurt businesses, we are the ones who create your wealth.
That's right.
And to Governor Polis, history is watching you. Will you stand with the workers who built this state, or will you stand with corporate powers who wish to tear down a centuries long of labor rights and labor fights? Look around you. We are the retail workers, the rideshare drivers, teachers and nurses, construction workers, and tech employees. We are the many, and we will no longer allow the few to decide our fate. Let us always remember that every victory in the labor movement came because workers joined hands across divisions of industry, across race, across gender. Today, we will do the same. This May Day, we honor our past by fighting for our future. We demand Governor Polis sign the Worker Protection Act. We demand an end to corporate exploitation, and we pledge to stand together. One struggle, one fight, one victory. Because like the workers at Haymarket, like the miners at Ludlow, like every labor warrior who has come before us, we know this simple truth. When we fight, we win. 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 Never give up the fight. Hands off Immigrant Traore.
Give it up for CWA Quad 7! Okay, I know I've taken a lot of pleasures this May Day, but just give me one more. Let's do a little song. It's a two-liner, then you repeat after me. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
You guys could do better, but we'll work on it on the next part of the march. I have the pleasure of bringing up the person who I've learned the most from in 7799. She is a defender, a public defender, getting people out of cages. She is the democratically elected secretary of 7799. Let's give a little 7799 chant to help welcome her up here. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. Welcome, Carly Hamilton. Those boots look great.
How's everyone doing? Can you all hear me in the back? Okay. I'm Carly. I'm a founding member of the Defenders Union of Colorado. We are a wall-to-wall union of public defenders organizing because our working conditions are linked directly to our clients' justice conditions. That's right. I'm also a rank and file executive member of the board of 7799 with our lovely Jade Kelly. Today is a day designated for workers to stand up against the oppressive bosses, the police state, against capitalism, and against fascism. Oh yeah! But we must stand up and fight for liberation every day. How do we do this? It takes more than showing up to work as a union member. It takes more than asking your new coworker to join your union. It takes more than showing up today. To win this fight, we must organize. That's right. We must organize fiercely, tirelessly, and every single day. That's right. I believe that we can win this fight against growing fascism in our country. We can do it. That's right. Yeah. But we have to organize every single day. That's right. Yeah. Ask your coworkers about raising kids as a working parent. Ask them about their struggles to get off work, to take care of a sick family member. Ask them how long they can keep doing this, working and living under these conditions. We can't. Both in the workplace and as a member of a community that is under attack. Have your neighbors over for dinner. Talk with them about how you're scared and how you can help each other. Get to know your mail carrier. Thank them for what they do. These are the building blocks of organizing. And this is how we win. We build community. We reject this culture of individuality and embrace the fact that we need each other. We always have. We reject the notion that our small differences divide us. That is what the opposition uses to keep us divided. They keep us from building power this way. They want us to feel separated, to think that my struggle is different from your struggle, is different from your struggle. And therefore, what happens to you doesn't affect me. That's how they win. But we are here together as a community in solidarity saying no. Trans rights, our workers' rights, our immigration rights, our reproductive rights, and so on. We share the struggle. We care for one another. We fight for one another, and we will win.
I'm bringing up my Dungeons and Dragons player next. You know them. They're in every fucking protest. They are one of the best organizers in this goddamn state. They are the young worker organizer for the Colorado AFL-CIO, the Union of Unions. Give it up for Len Harris.
How we doing, Denver? Oh, come on. How we doing, Denver? Well, Jade gave me a great introduction. My name is Len Harris, the young worker and community organizer for the AFL-CIO. We are a union. We are a federation of unions with over 180 unions, making up over 130,000 workers across the entire amazing state of Colorado. I love this unicorn in front of me. It's amazing. So, what does worker power mean? What can it do? What does it look like? You see, we can talk about all the statistics, all the data, all the facts about the power of unions, which is worker power, the higher pay on average, better benefits, guaranteed schedules, safer workplaces, family leave, vacation time, health insurance, pensions. Those are all great things to have, and we deserve them. But what does it actually look like? What picture would it paint? To me, the vision of worker power paints a future a little bit like this. Safer schools for kids and teachers who can afford to teach without fear. Healthier communities who can afford their health care, and nurses and doctors who can safely, happily provide it. Stable, affordable housing in walkable, safe neighborhoods. Affordable medications we can trust are provided with the intent to keep us healthy. Drinkable water and edible food at reasonable prices in well-staffed grocery stores. This is for me. Comprehensive transportation where the option not to take your car is actually viable. Clean, breathable air. Do I need to elaborate? Now, I could keep going. The list goes on, covering all the jobs and work people do on a daily basis to keep the gears turning. The garbage collectors, the construction workers, the firefighters, the librarians, the restaurant workers, the delivery drivers, the public defenders, the postal service. That's just scratching the surface. But why do we do this work? Sure, to make money, but what is that money for? Why do we need it? Is it not to help achieve the picture I've painted? We are the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, and the wealth is generated by our work. So why the fuck is that picture not our reality? I'll tell you why. For too long, our work has been stripped of this vision. Our efforts, toils, and labor has been isolated from its profits. We are being fleeced by billionaire oligarchs who have demolished our democracy at home and abroad, rigged our system, and seek to use the money they steal from us to extricate themselves from the consequences of their actions. It's pathetic. And now that we've caught their scent, they muddy the waters, airwaves, news stations by blaming immigrants, trans people, and so many more vulnerable communities. Are immigrants why you can't afford groceries? Pretty sure they're the ones who are in the fields picking the food that we eat. Are trans people why your Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid are being slashed? our veterans, people of color, queer people, disabled folk, and the poor. The reason our air and earth is being polluted, our schools are being closed, our housing unaffordable, and bombs continue to obliterate innocent people, children across the sea? No! That's right. So what do we do? Yeah, we fight. That's right. I wasn't even prompting that, but hell yeah. Take out the chant.
Fight back!
Stand up!
Fight back!
Stand up!
Fight back!
Stand up!
Fight back!
Stand up!
Fight back! Stand up! Fight back! Stand up! Fight back!
So what do we do? How do we not only paint the picture I spoke of, but improve upon it, add to it, revolutionize it? Well, in order to solve a problem, we first need to recognize we have one. And this problem didn't start this year, or last year, or even in 2016. For decades, centuries, the wealth of our work generates has been siphoned away, sent overseas, and invested in the very systems and tools meant to divide us. It is a shame. It is high time we say enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
Enough is enough!
Enough is enough! We are a nation of workers, of immigrants, of diverse bodies and language and love, and that is precisely what makes America great. When we can look past the discomfort and uncertainty of our differences and see one another for who we really are, members of our community working together for a better tomorrow, we will be able to paint that very picture, and it won't stop there. We can live in a world where multiple languages spoken is a standard to ascribe to. Where education is lauded and unions are celebrated. Where innovation comes not at our expense, but for our benefit. Because when we lose our fear, they lose their power. And our fear is lost when we finally decide to act, to organize, to unionize, to fight. Because when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! Thank you so much, everyone. Happy May Day!
It took me a while to figure out who was the last speaker for May Day. We needed to bring up someone fearless. Someone willing to take on every powerful billionaire, oligarch, and their lapdog politician. She has been organizing us, to be honest with you, as well as in her own union, the Political Workers Guild, the News Guild with CWA. I know her as my book club friend. Sophia Stickland, get your ass up here.
I brought another friend. Hello, hello. Yeah, we got a lot of people sticking around for a long time. I am so energized to be standing here in solidarity with all of you guys on this beautiful May Day. My name is Sophia Rose Raymond Tickling, and I work in that building with that gold dome as a legislative aide, but I'd like to be very clear, I'm not here as that. I am here as a proud member of the Political Workers Guild of Colorado, Denver Newspaper Guild, CWA 37074. And we are a proud three-majority union that fought for and won 150% wage increases, health insurance, and dignity for we're still working on that. For all workers under that gold dome, and fair working conditions and better pay for all our campaign workers out on that campaign trail. That's right! But I want to be very clear. Power does not come from the law. It does not come from a bargaining agreement. Sorry. It does not come from someone else or some other union or some lawmaker or anyone else. No one is coming to save you, as much as I wish they were. The only thing that is solidarity. That's right. Solidarity. Solidarity. Me and my coworkers do not have the right to sit across the table from our bosses to discuss our wages, our working conditions, or our benefits. That's a shame! Our bosses have no legal obligation to meet with us, yet they did. Our bosses have no legal obligation to give us health insurance, yet they did. Now why? Yeah, tell us why! In one of the most polarized legislatures in the country, in a legal environment downright hostile to organizing, we brought our bosses to the table by building our own power. Now, each one of you have the power to change the world in your own vision. That's right. But to access that power, you must decide to make the individual choice to choose solidarity. Speak it loud! Speak it loud! Choosing solidarity. Choosing to be in solidarity with your fellow coworker, with your neighbor, and most importantly, that colleague you just cannot stand. That's what solidarity means! And today, we saw the power of that individual choice. We saw the power of workers coming together. Today, simply the credible threat of striking security guards brought the mayor's office and the bosses to the table. SEIU 105! Now, we need to turn our individual outrage about the actions of this government into action. As individuals, we cannot do that much on our own. But as we've seen through these labor wins, through solidarity, we can turn our collective power into a tool to disrupt these systems of power that keep seeking to target anyone unwilling to get in line with the government's agenda. Right. When we come together, when we hold the line, when we wake up each day and decide to stand in solidarity with each other, we move mountains. That's right! Now I'm sorry, Jade, because I ruined your plan, because I'm not going to be the last speaker today. I brought a special friend here to finish us out. Because having covered all that, we need Zoe Bernstein to talk about our fight, about solidarity, and about parking, of all things. So Zoe?
My name is Zoe Bernstein, and I am a very proud public defender. And a member of the Defenders Union of Colorado. And I'm here to talk a little bit about what solidarity unions can do, and why even the small issues can have a big impact. Workers in all three branches of state government cannot park in the many hundreds of parking spaces that our state pays for and owns. The cost to park in these state-owned parking spaces is upwards of $150 a month. This is what they charge those of us who come to work every day to make this state function, just to come to work. In addition to that, the Department of Personnel Administration hoards parking spots for agency leadership, for our bosses, and there is a multi-year waiting list for those of us who just want to come to work and do our job. Through the power of union organizing, I was connected to Sophia and to the Political Workers Guild. And through our efforts, we got workers in all three branches of government to come together and start a campaign to pressure Tony Giardini, the head of the department, as well as our state legislators to bring down the cost. We should not have to pay to come to work. Tony refused to meet with us. Tony Maloney, Democratic leadership in the State House has refused to introduce a late bill to support our efforts. Huge. And yet we are still here, demanding more now than that has always been clear. They want us to run around. They want us to chase down different individuals and different organizations. They want us to get tired, to get frustrated with each other. And we are saying no. We will not quit. We are not going to pay to come to work. Here's the thing. A small issue like parking brought hundreds of state employees across all three branches of government together. This fight is just the beginning. But we have to keep looking beyond ourselves. We have to have each other's backs because that is the only way forward. Throughout history, the powers who want to keep us down, the bosses, the autocrats, the governments, they have feared our solidarity. And they fear us coming together because they know that we fight for the most marginalized among us. We do not leave anyone behind. They know that if we can come together over a silly little workplace issue like parking, there is no stopping us. That's right! They know that we will come together to have our colleagues' backs, to interrupt the designs of this fascist-ass government, to protect our neighbors and our colleagues when they come for them, and they will not come for us. This is about more than securing wins in the workplace. The labor movement always has been about more than that. By this solidarity, we are building up our people power to protect our friends, our colleagues, and that person that we hate talking to at work. Through our solidarity, we are working for a just and dignified future for all of us. Because when we fight, we win!
I've always wanted to do it. I've seen it in that movie about the Mighty Ducks. Ducks, 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 ducks. Yeah! It shouldn't belong to hockey. It should belong to the public defenders. Come on. Let's get home. Who's with me? Up with liberation, down, down with deportation. Up with liberation, down, down with deportation. Up with liberation, down,
down with deportation. Down, down with deportation. Down, down with deportation. Down, down with deportation. Down, down with deportation. Down, down with deportation. Down, down with deportation.
We gotta talk. What are you ready? Send us. Those ladies are holding the post over there, the flag. They're holding the sign over there. Yeah. They're not for Janet. The other one over there. Yeah. And holding the sign is not for Janet. Really? She's a hypocrite. So the one holding the sign, the white sign. Both of those are big mess. They're big mess. Those two ladies. They're holding the sign.
Oh, okay.
She's throwing me a lot of shit because I'm with the president. Yeah. And Lucy, she doesn't really like Lucy. You know Lucy?
I know Lucy. I love Lucy.
Yeah, but those two ladies are piece of work.
Okay.
You gotta be careful with
I will. Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
Palestine will live forever.
What is your name?
Robert, but I go by Mr. Cakes.
Oh,
Nice to meet you. How are you today?
good. I'm Carol Funk.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here too.
Up with
deportation. We got the power. People power. 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 People power. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. We want justice, you say how? End the siege on Gaza now. End the siege on Gaza now. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. These border walls have got to go. Palestine to the Philippines. War machine. Healthcare, not warfare. Healthcare, not warfare.
before?
Oh yeah, I've been in the cigar bar.
I stayed there once. It's a really nice place.
Oh, I've been there several times.
I love
for
that place.
corporate parties and stuff.
I love that place.
I remember I was the only woman in the cigar bar. And I was tripping and velvet curls. Oh no.
I just got over cold.
Oh no. Oh no, don't get me sick.
Education
Up, up with liberation. Down, down with deportation. Up, up with liberation. Down, down with deportation.
To have just enough. Just enough, right? Just enough.
Down, down with deportation. Who's got the power? We got the power. We got the power. People power. People power. We got the power. People power. We got the power. We got the power. People power. We got the power. People power. We got the power. People power. We got the power.
There's another protest at 5.
People power. We'll never be defeated. People united. We'll never be defeated. We'll never be defeated. People united. We'll never be defeated. People united. We'll never be
Free, free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Jude and Sophia are in here somewhere.
Yeah, there I saw them. I am so out of breath.
You say oh! And the siege of Gaza now! And the siege of Gaza now! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free! Free Palestine! From Palestine to Mexico! From Palestine to Mexico! These border walls have got to go! These border walls have got to go! From Palestine to the Philippines! From Palestine to the Philippines!
Sorry.
And the U.S. war machine! And the U.S. war machine! Free! Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine!
And the siege of Gaza now!
We got the power! We got the power! We got the power! People power! We got the power! People power! We got the power! People power!
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, here we go. Taco's good. Taco's good. Nazi's bad. That was, taco's good. Nazi's bad.
I know. I really
At the same time, you know? It's like joyful warrior.
Yeah. Good shit. Yeah.
That's why I wear the Ranger green. I want to know. The best one.
Burritos for everybody. Burritos. I have one in my pocket. You know what? I'll check my deal.
We'll take a share if you want.
It's like borrow some of my equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard.
That we will gain true freedom, true liberation. Because when we fight, we win. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight.
Hey, Lucy. Look, it's Lucy.
Justice is not charity, baby.
Lucy Molina. It's all your name's on the T-shirt.
Hey, this is from my film, The Good Neighbor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Justice is not charity. Darling.
Hi, darling.
I'm looking for my
Oh no.
I was on a Zoom call. Oh, I'll take it at the march.
Okay.
Thank you, Pat, for speaking about why it is important to join an organization.
Did I miss while we were on the march? Did they do a no, they didn't do anything?
No, I got here. I couldn't.
You don't know.
I'm still hitting my foot, so I couldn't march.
Okay. But I mean, they didn't do the
no, they did the
or the like mother
blessing. Yeah.
The blessing.
Yeah, they did.
They did it. I missed it. Okay.
So next up, I would like to welcome up Jocelyn from Aurora Unido, CSO.
All right, let's start with a chant. In the workplace, in the street, people power can't be beat. In the workplace, in the street, people power can't be beat. In the workplace, in the street, people power can't be beat. In the workplace, in the street, people power can't be beat. In the workplace, in the street, people power can't be beat. Thank you. My name is Jocelyn, and I'm an organizer with Aurora Unido, CSO. Thank you. Today, we are here to join with working and oppressed people everywhere. So thank you for joining us. On International Workers' Day, our mission is clear. Today and every day, we must stand up for workers and immigrants' rights and the rights of all oppressed people around the world. Today is not a holiday. Today is a call to action. In 1886, it was immigrant workers in Chicago who launched a historic strike for the 8-hour workday. The working people had had enough, and thousands joined together in the streets to demand change. In response, their bosses sent in police to crush the strike, who murdered innocent civilians in what would later be referred to as the Haymarket Massacre. Shame! But I could go further into detail. The point is that the workers and unions did not stop. They came together and brought forth change. May Day is a historic day, not just for us, but for workers all around the world. We must take the lessons from our history and keep the fight alive. In our country today, workers' rights and immigrants are actively being attacked from all directions. Federal workers have had their jobs cut. Health insurance and other benefits are still tied to our labor. We are seeing wages remain stagnant or even get cut, and the cost of living is consistently rising. Immigrants are no strangers to these dilemmas, but immigrants also face added workplace barriers. Imagine contributing long hours, helping the economy grow, and bringing necessities to people in your community while consecutively being at risk of not being paid well, getting harassed in the workplace,
not having safe work conditions, and being threatened with calls to ICE if you step out of line, quote unquote. Shame. Sadly, that is the reality that many immigrants face. We are here today because we are here to fight. Not on one front or even 2 or 3 fronts. We're going to stand with workers on every front. We will continue to stand up for immigrants like Jeanette and Carla, working women who are detained at the horrific ICE concentration camp in Aurora for the simple crime of crossing borders while poor. We will continue to fight for a free Palestine and an end to all U.S. wars for the sake of workers everywhere. We will fight against Trump's attacks on unions, his emboldening of killer police, and any other fight that emerges from this administration's ambitious flurry of attacks on working people. Because when we fight, we win. So get involved with an organization and carry on the fight in whatever way you can, because it's going to take all of us working together to not only survive this onslaught, but to turn it into a victory for all working people. It can be done. It must be done. So join the fight today. All right, we're going to do a few chants. So I'm going to say, vamos a luchar. You're going to say, vamos a ganar. Vamos a luchar. 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 Woo! Let's keep it up. If you're having a hard time hearing, move on in. We've got plenty of room. Go ahead and come up, join us. No ban, no walls. Legalization for all. No walls. Legalization for all. No ban. No walls. Legalization for all. No ban. No walls. Legalization for all. All right. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. All right. Let's continue the chant. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Next up, we're going to introduce USPCN, Mohammed from USPCN.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here today and for making space, not just for workers, but for all people fighting for dignity, freedom, and the right to live. May Day didn't start just as a holiday, it started as a refusal to accept exploitation as normal, and the same refusal is alive right now. In workers fighting for fair wages, in people resisting surveillance and police violence, and in those standing against genocide in Gaza. We live in a world that is drifting, or maybe sprinting even, towards authoritarianism. A world where dissent is punished, where protest is criminalized, and where suffering is treated as a price worth paying if the profits are high enough. But we know better! In Gaza, families are being wiped out, children are being buried in mass graves, and hospitals are being bombed. And behind it all are corporations and governments who pretend this is normal. who try to convince us that lives can be reduced to numbers on a spreadsheet if the right people are dying. Shame! But the people around the world are saying no, and most importantly, so are the workers. It matters that UAW called for a ceasefire. Hell yeah! It matters that dock workers in the US, in Spain, in Morocco, in South Africa refuse to load weapons for genocide. It matters because labor doesn't just build the economy. It can stop it when it wants to, when it's used as a machine of death. And this isn't new. We saw it in Vietnam when unions across the world mobilized against an imperial war. And we've seen it every time workers recognize that their hands shouldn't be used to build the tools of oppression, whether tanks, tear gas, or algorithms. Because labor, at its best, is not just about wages. It's the moral fabric of our society. It sees human beings, not commodities. And it reminds us that the line between oppression over there and exploitation over here is paper thin. Palestinians have long understood the power of labor, not just as a means of survival, but as a tool of resistance. Hell yeah. From the 6-month general strike under the British rule in 1936 to today's coordinated actions across Gaza and the West Bank, there's a long history of Palestinian workers using strikes to assert dignity under occupation. They've shown the world what solidarity looks like when the most basic freedoms are denied. And just this week, on May Day, over 30 Palestinian unions called on the world to stop arming Israel. Free, free Palestine! Because they understand, like every worker who has withheld their labor, that there is power in saying, we will not help build the machinery of our own oppression. As a member of the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, I join that call. We are asking, if you can withhold your labor, your goods, your silence, do it. Raise a resolution in your union. Refuse to handle Israeli goods, weapons, or tech. Bring Palestine into your contracts, your campaigns, and your picket lines. Because that's what labor does when it's at its best. It doesn't just demand a raise, it raises the bar for what kind of society we want to live in. Labor reminds us that work is not just about production, it is about dignity. And when that dignity is violated, whether on the warehouse floor, in the detention center, at the apartments in Zachar Street where SEIU showed up, or even under a military occupation in Gaza, labor has the moral authority to say enough. So today, let's carry each other's struggles like we carry our own. Let's be harder to divide. Let's be harder to quiet. Because across this country and across the world, we're watching the same tools of oppression being used. Against workers trying to unionize, against students demanding an end to genocide, against migrants unjustly locked in ICE detention, and against communities that refuse to be silent in the face of injustice. Laws are being twisted to punish solidarity from the shop floor to the campus to the street. But if they can coordinate repression, we can coordinate care. If they can criminalize connection, we can deepen it. And that means standing with Palestine, not just in crisis, but always. Not just as a cause, but as a people, as part of the same global struggle for dignity, freedom, and the right to live without fear. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Thank you all so much, and happy May Day, everybody!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Thank you, Mohammed, for speaking on the importance of having unions supporting other issues, like free Palestine, like immigration issues, because we know unions are powerful. And when we unite our movement, we can get shit done. And for that, I want to welcome up Ramon from UFCW, a very awesome union in our state.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? It's a beautiful day today, isn't it? Beautiful spring day here in Colorado. I've taken off my sweater, I put it back on, took it out, and now put it back on again because it's cold. You know? And watch, before we leave, I'll probably take it off because the sun will come out. Now, I was just told about 30 or 40 minutes ago that I was speaking, so bear with me, okay? So like I said earlier, my name is Ramon Zuniga. I'm the Secretary-Treasurer for the United Food and Commercial Workers, Local Number 7. I'm a proud union member. I'm also a proud son of, immigrants. I couldn't get that out for some reason. First generation American right here. So, with all of you being here, this is what power looks like. This is what true people power looks like. You know, our great-grandparents, you know, they lived that power. But they couldn't stand up to the oligarchs of their day, the Rockefellers, the Hernandez, you know, was it the Vanderbilts? And they couldn't do it by themselves. No, they needed to stand together. They needed a union. Remember, it was the union that gave us the right to have a safe workplace. It was the union that won the right for the weekend. It was the union that won us all the 8-hour workday. And it was the union that gave us the right to organize and also to strike. Today we're still fighting. We're still fighting these fights. You know, 3 years ago, we had these grocery giants, Kroger and Albertsons. They decided that they wanted to merge. And it was a small group of ragtag local unions that led a fight against seemingly impossible odds and against multinational corporations. We even went as far as a fight against our own international union. We knew that we couldn't just sit on our hands and wait for the cavalry because we were it. We were the cavalry. We built a coalition of workers, consumers, farmers, and ranchers, and together we lobbied, we protested, we marched until we got that $26 billion merger and we killed it. Unions are the answer because we have the strongest kind of power, and that's people power. For decades, unions have warned us about the dangers of the billionaire class and their attempt to transform our nation. Now we see them in the Oval Office with their tech bro clones and their 14 kids trying to tear down our hard-working public servants. It's unions who are in the streets and in the courtrooms fighting back, and we're going to win this fight, standing together with one voice. Today, we have immigrant families who come to this country legally, having worked hard, paid taxes, even and earned their place in our society, but are now being told that their status is being taken away, and our prior promises are just meaningless. Even using Photoshop pictures and claim tattoos are suddenly gang symbols. We have a national Gestapo wearing the letters ICE on their jackets, snatching people off the streets. It's not enough just to stay home on social media yelling into the void. As unions, we have no choice but to fight back. We know whether the victim is a union sheet metal worker from Maryland now in a detention camp in El Salvador, or a former union janitor turned activist locked up in Aurora, or a meatpacking worker in Greeley whose work authorization is being yanked back and forth like a yo-yo. Immigrant rights are workers' rights, and unions will lead the charge to fight back and stand up in solidarity with our immigrant brothers and sisters. After all, none of us here together are truly native to this place. We must take to the streets and to the Capitol and courtrooms and to the ballot box, and together we will prevail. It's not about fighting the government oppression, unions will continue to take the fight where we have always fought. At the bargaining table against Wall Street fat cats, who have no concern for working families. Grocery workers across Colorado, meat supers and St. Mark and St. Albertsons have seen their employers' promises give away to Wall Street. Over $10 billion just last year. Yet those same companies are telling workers the only way to fund wage increases is by slashing healthcare benefits and robbing the pockets of retirees on fixed incomes. We will fight this corporate double speak, and workers will win. And we will get the wages and benefits that we deserve. Now, more than ever, I am proud and have the privilege to say that I'm a union member. Because I know what it really means. We're standing together in solidarity, fighting back. And with people power on our side, we will win. So, I know we've said this before, but let's say it again. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you. When we fight, we win. 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 Thank you, Ramon. It's important that we stand in solidarity with our immigrant brothers and sisters, our family members, and ourselves as immigrants. We understand that no one is free until all of us are free. And we need strong unions to fight for the common good of all of us. And there are other issues in our community like police violence that we face, as well as repression from GEO and ICE. We've seen many of our activists in the community, like Jeanette, being detained by GEO, and we must fight back. So with that, I want to welcome up Serena from the ACAT. How y'all doing? This weather is weird, y'all, but I'm from Oregon, so this ain't shit to me, so. So like I said, my name is Serena. I am a soon-to-be unionized member as of January 1st. And I'm representing the ACAT, or Denver Aurora Community Action Committee. Our goal is not only to be the voice for those who have been murdered or brutalized by the hands of the police, but we are ultimately seeking community control of the police. I joined this cause because existing while black should not guarantee becoming a statistic and an afterthought to those who have been elected by us. And giving control back to our communities is the bare minimum that they can give us, but they choose not to. Why? Because it would break their system of control. Like almost everything that breaks their system, it must be won, and I came into activism like I do with every aspect of my life, ready to win. I'm also here today and was able to take the day off for the reason we are all here. To honor the workers that were murdered at Haymarket Square in Chicago by police for demanding something so simple, an 8-hour workday. Yay! Their sacrifice has grown into every labor right we now call normal. However, those rights were never given, they were won. The same forces that beat down workers in the past are still seen in 2025. The police show up in our neighborhoods to cause fear and unrest. Shame. Shame. They show up to protect bosses, not workers. Shame. Shame. They show up to defend power, not the community. Shame. Shame. And I don't know about y'all, but I say no more. No more. No more. This is why our fight for community control of the police is a labor fight. When workers win better conditions on the job, when they are not worried about feeding their family, losing access to health care, or losing their homes, they start looking around and asking, why can't our whole community be like this? Why can't my neighbors feel how I feel? Those questions are where real power begins. Yeah. The police's story
probably have been the first in line to sit us down. They fear us coming together, but if you're here today, you're striking a blow against them. We all know this war on so-called illegal immigration isn't about borders. It's about racism, control, and silencing those who dare to fight back. No one is illegal on stolen land, period. Activists like Jeanette Becerra are being detained and held not far from here, over there. Shame. Organizers like Mahmoud Khalil are at risk of being deported. Shame. These and many others are at risk of or have already been deported. This administration is ripping our neighbors and friends from their communities and from their families because they dared to demand justice or they were seeking a better life. Shame. In a country that's about to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, we say no more. We will not be silent while ICE and the police forcefully take the freedom and the lives of our brothers and sisters. I do, however, see the second part of that statement right here, right now. I see bravery in each and every one of you coming out today to show that we will not back down. We will not be divided. We will stand so tall and so loud that they can't ignore us. Whether this is your first march or 10th, always remember that bravery, no matter how small, medium, or large, is resistance. Thank you. Thank you, Serena. Let's give it up for Serena. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Woo! Thank you, DACAC, for speaking. It's important to understand that we have community power, and when we fight, we win. We've seen that with the multiple cases in our city, like Stefan Long. When we put pressure on our officials, we see results. All right. So next up, I would like to introduce Brandon from SDS.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Brandon from the Denver Students for a Democratic Society, and it is an honor to be here with you all as we honor International Workers' Day and the martyrs of the labor movement and their sacrifices to create a better world. Let us follow in their footsteps, be brave in the face of state repression, and ensure that every injustice of theirs carries a price tag. Our organization has been fighting hand in hand with our campus unions to protect immigrant students and staff from ICE raids on the Auraria campus. Thus, today, immigrants, whether they carry visas or not, are being targeted, harassed, surveilled, and imprisoned by our administration. Our working class neighbors are slandered as criminals and gang members, then shipped to concentration camps in foreign nations. But the real criminals, my friends, are the billionaires looting the treasury, destroying education, Medicare, and Social Security. Yet no immigrant ever stole my family's retirement. The real gang members are the white supremacists in the Department of Homeland Security. Flying masks as they kidnap my neighbors in unmarked vans. And no immigrant has ever stolen my loved ones. We sit in the heart of this evil empire, a wretched machine seeking only to shoot and to explode. But this machine can only devour us as long as we let it. I would like to thank the labor unions, the immigrant rights organizations, and our dear friends in the Palestinian Liberation Movement for joining us together to throw a wrench into that wretched in self-defense, but procuring the tools to do so. My friends, get organized, stay militant, and let us make the working class one dangerous force to oppress. It is an honor to fight with you all, and it will be an even greater honor to win by your side. Thank you all. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Woo!
Thank you to the students showing up today. We know that the worker struggle is multi-generational. So we can fight back as students, as workers, as immigrants. So next up, I would like to introduce Alex from the AFT MSFF Union on the MSU campus. And we have teacher and student solidarity.
Hi, my name is Alex Cruz. I teach history at MSU Denver, and I'm the vice president of my union, AFT Local 6321, the MSU Denver Faculty Federation. I think we all understand the gravity of this moment. We're witnessing a fundamental attack on our rights as educators, as workers, whether immigrants or non-immigrants, and in a campaign that's targeting our colleagues who are immigrant students and colleagues in particular. The federal government has launched a coordinated effort to dictate what we teach and what we learn. We watched masked agents grab our students off the street and throw them in detention without trial, simply because of what they've said. Here in Colorado, more than 20 of our students have been stripped of their visas and effectively deported. This administration, like many before it, has weaponized the deportation state to silence dissent. As educators and as workers, we see the impact of these policies every day in the classroom. I have students who've missed class or dropped out because of the fear of ICE raids. I have colleagues who are afraid to teach and even afraid to speak because of their immigration status. Colleagues who delete files when they travel or think twice about what they say in the classroom. We all know what they're trying to do. They're trying to enlist us in their lives. They're trying to get us to teach that climate change is a hoax, or that vaccines are dangerous, or that our students protesting a genocide in Palestine are somehow anti-Semitic. I will not teach lies to my students. I will not teach them. I won't teach fairy tales as history, and I won't sugarcoat the past. I teach the history of genocide and colonialism and empire, and I will not teach that there were very fine people on both sides. This campaign of censorship and deportation underlines the interdependence of the rights of immigrants and of workers. May Day is a day of solidarity. In addition to being a union member, I'm a historian of immigration and labor. Solidarity has always been the fundamental principle of the labor movement. It's our determination to fight for others, a belief that an injury to one is an injury to all, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Solidarity is also the source of our collective power. Solidarity won us the 8-hour day and the weekend and safe working conditions and all of the victories, the remarkable victories of 200 years of the labor movement. We know this, and that's why they've come for the people who most represent the principle of solidarity, who risk their careers or even their freedom to stand up for others, like Mahmoud Khalil or Rumeysa Öztürk, or Jeanette Vizgar here in Denver. We have been privileged to have these remarkable people as our neighbors. They risk their freedom to fight for others. We are here to fight for them. Colorado is ready for a resurgent labor and immigration movement. Our unions are leading the fight against censorship and against repression and against the deportation regime. And in recent weeks, we have seen the administration and the state back down when we fight back. We've seen students released from detention. We've seen public workers rehired. Cuts scaled back. Our local union has centered our students and colleagues to try and harden the campus against deportation raids and protect the rights of students and faculty. We fought for legislation in defense of our trans and non-citizen students and colleagues. We fought for the rights of our student demonstrators. We started their armed riot police last year. We're fighting for SB 276 to ensure that our immigrants in our community can feel safe when they seek education or employment for justice. We can fight this campaign by refusing to be afraid of their efforts, their terror efforts. We will fight efforts to divide us by embodying the principle of solidarity, and that is how we can win. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Woo. All right. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Who else is infuriated that student visas are getting taken? Shame! We will not stand another injustice on our students, on our movement. So thank you, Alex, for everything that you do with the AFT Union and speaking up for our students and for our faculty. So next up, I would like to bring up the Guillermo from Our Voices, Our Power. If you can please take him to the stage. Woo. All right, here he comes. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Guillermo Ruiz, and I've been living here for over 20 years. My family and I, we came from Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua. Juaritos. My great-grandpa, Roberto Palacios Salinas, first came to this country in the 40s to work through the Bracero program. My mom came here for work 20 years ago, bringing me and my siblings here, all looking for a better life. Leaving our families behind, our grandparents, our cousins, our uncles, starting again from zero. And that's a common story for people like us, because a lot of us are forced to leave our countries, forced to leave our homes. A lot of us do that because of the way the U.S. operates outside of here. Destabilizing our homes for profit. Destabilizing our homes to exploit our people for cheap labor. I'm here to talk about workers' rights and immigrant rights, because they are the same thing. The exploitation of immigrants affects every worker, because corporations hold no loyalty to any of us. They will go to whoever can be bought the cheapest, and the cheapest will always be whoever they have already taken the most from. The ones that they think they can simply detain and label an illegal alien. But our people have been moving throughout this continent since way before that border went up. And now that it's up, they use it to take advantage of all of us, to rob us of our labor, to rob us of our identities. Our people in this country bust their ass knowing that they could be fired anytime with no protection. That they could be discriminated against and have to swallow it for fear of immigration being called. Recently, I've seen my family members too scared to go to work in fear that that day becomes the day they don't make it back home. Janet Vizquera was picked up by ICE after speaking up for our people. And she still organizes from inside of jail. They want us to be afraid because they think it will keep us silent. That we won't stand up for our families and our communities. But we're here to stay to speak up for those who can. To amplify their voice. Because the only ones who can change what we see happening in this country is us, the people. Because change won't come from the top, it will come from us. But for that to happen, we need to be in unity and solidarity. What we're doing here today is just one aspect of it. We need to look out for each other outside of these rallies. We have our people locked up at jail. We have our people struggling to buy groceries. We have our people sleeping on the streets. Organizing starts in the way we show up for each other. It starts in our homes and in our communities. In the education liberation of our youth. In our solidarity as workers from the top of this continent to the bottom and all the way around the world, so that our fight does not become a fight against our brothers and sisters, but a fight for worldwide liberation. Thank you. Don't let me get out of here. Alright, thank you, Guillermo. We understand that all of our fights are united, as Guillermo said. When we fight for immigrant rights, we fight for workers' rights. When we fight for workers' rights, we are fighting for immigrant rights. The people, united, will never be defeated. 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 Alright, so I just heard back from a marshal team. Who is ready to march to the governor's mansion? Who's ready to march? Thank you, that's a little bit louder. Alright. Alright, when immigrant rights are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back! Alright, if we can get the banners up front, and then we'll start.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to keep up with chat, guys.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Sophia Crew, Brainless, she says. Thanks for the view, Sophia. Dirk Diggler. Adios, chachos, he says. Thank you for the view, Dirk. ATL Transparency News. You fight the wrong way. You got to stop talking about political party talking points and talk about real things happening. ATL Transparency News. Stop redirecting the people to issues that have no substance. ATL Transparency News. What paper are you trying to write? And then one caller says, what a bunch of scumbags. Thank you for the view, one caller. I love you guys. Thank you for joining us. I don't think I'm going to go on the march to the governor's mansion, but I really, really appreciate you being here today on May Day. But remember, I love you. I will see you again sooner rather than later. And remember, free Palestine. It's all connected. Are you guys going on the march?
No, we're not going to stop.
Yeah. It's too cold.
I know.
Lucy, are you going on the march?
I don't think so. My mom is with me.
Oh yeah, and it's 21 minutes. It's 21 minutes from here, so by walking.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, but I love you. I'm gonna go too.
I love you. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do, Mama.
Yeah. Thank you for what you do.
Hey. I get slapped around a lot, but fuck it, I'm already bruised up and
Are you guys
shit.
going?
I'm like, bring it. I was chasing some crazy bitch earlier today.
Oh, probably the same one.
No, that's another bitch.
Oh, it's another bitch. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys. I love you.
You know what you want? You have the beach. We reaching. That was the one over there.
Yeah, I know. That's what you were telling me about. Okay. All right. Oh, here. Lucy, you guys here. Yeah. Let's all get in the camera and say goodbye. Let's see if we can. Adios. Thanks
Bye.
for being
Thank
here.
you. Gracias a ti. Thank you, Carol, for always showing up and showing out for us, girl.
Yeah,
We
thank
need
you
it.
thank you for the community.
Don't
being
sit
there.
this one out, y'all. You cannot
That's
afford to sit this one out. You can't.
That's right.
You cannot sit this one out. Show up and show out.
Show up, show out.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, bye guys. Love you.